Well, hello YouTube. So I thought I'd do a quick video on my Lectric XPeak 2.0. Fantastic bike. First, a bit about e-bikes. If you've never ridden an e-bike the first time, you won't be able to wipe the grin off your face. I mean, it is like being 10 years old again. It's like you're Superman on a bike. Easily fun to pedal, going up hills. It's just a blast. There's really nothing that you couldn't like about it. I mean, it's so much fun. This wasn't my first e-bike, so a little bit about e-bike companies. The bike before this one, I bought around January. You know, they were doing the whole Christmas sales. So about 2 months later, I finally get the bike. It's the wrong bike. So, and these things aren't cheap either. The one I bought was about $2,000. So after about another month of tussling with the company about getting it back or getting the right bike, I finally sent it back. About a month later, they finally sent me my refund. So you're now into 4 months of it. And the next week, I read that the company went bankrupt, and it was like, whew, boy, did I dodge a bullet there. Holy cow. What would you have to do? Take them to court to get your money back in a different state? Anyway, so the way they worked business was that you pay for the bike. They then tell their dude in China to build a bike. That then goes on the slow boat from China all the way back to the US. So it's a long process. So I was looking at which companies I think run it well, and Lectric just seems to be run very well. One thing, they've got a supply of bikes. they don't just make one bike at a time. When I ordered this, it got to me 4 days later, or five days later. When you call Lectric, someone picks up the phone. The last company, I don't think I ever got a live person to pick up the phone. You got to leave a message and then leave an email, and we'll get back to you. And a couple days later, maybe, I don't know. Lectric has always picked up the phone like the first ring. So it's like, wow, there's somebody there. Wow. So I'm really impressed with the company. If you're going to buy a bicycle and e-bike, the first thing is the company. Do they stand behind what they sell? What's their guarantee? How easy is it for you to buy parts? Lectric will pretty much has every part ready to go. You'll get it in a few days, not 6 months later. So this bike has been great. I've got about 400 miles on it so far, and I've made a few changes to it, and I'll just show you what I've done. So the first thing I changed was the handlebars. The stock handlebars are just way too narrow, and they came in a real straight mountain bike kind of a bar. I like a little bit of a sweep. These are Ritchie Coyotes, and they're good, but you know, I think if I had to do it again, I'd go with the Jones H bars. I just like them. I like that as the sweep gets more, you can sit more straight up and down. These are my beloved Ergon grips, Miracle Mirror. This turned out to be a really good buy. It's the Lamicall cell phone holder. Works great. This is just a Jones Brothers feed bag. I do carry a little bit of bear spray. There's a couple woods I ride in that do have bears, and I've come across a couple bears. So far, they've just run when they saw me. Little bike bell, and this bike bell does come with a Apple AirTag holder inside of it. The Lectric computer screen is great. It's easily seen in the stark light. The light on it's really bright. I never ride at night. I don't really need one. This version of the bike has the extended battery, so it says it has a range of 60 miles, and I've gone 60 miles on a single charge a few times too. But then I do pedal. This right here is a P&W dropper seat post lever. Pressing this, the seat will come up. Very nice. So I ran that down here through this along this spine underneath, and then you'll see there's some little tabs here that you can just tie that in to. That's a P&W dropper. post, and it did take a little bit of a shim, which I'll leave links for that too. The motor, man, let me tell you, this thing is super quiet. I've heard other e-bikes as they pass by, and man, you can barely even hear kind of a whisper quiet. You know, the rest of the bike, the brakes, the derailleur, it's fine. The fat tires are they're fat. I've ridden it on the beach a few times. Runs great. Never had a problem. Charge port, battery drops out, and it's got its own key on the other side. You know, the shocks are fine. The front forks are fine. The front brakes are fine. You know, it's not a super high-end bike, but it's a very comfortable, very reliable bike to own. It's got the Altus derailleur. I bought a little Rock Brothers bag for the back. Pedals are good. I mean, they're fine. I like how it's got a ring on both sides so the chain won't pop off. So this is obviously not the stock seat. The stock seat was not that hot, and with all these kind of fat seats, the problem is always right in here, in that your hamstring will kind of wear on that. If they would just make them so they have more of a cutout here, it'd probably work. It works great on the sit bones, but boy, it's always kind of the same thing. And I'll show you with the Cloud 9 too. So I started off with the Cloud 9, and it's so cushy on your tailbones. Same thing. Your hamstrings rub right here. Now, if you don't pedal, if you just use the thumb throttle, you know, it doesn't matter. But if you do pedal, it's a problem. So I've also tried this one. It's the Royal Gel. I bought this at REI. It's a really good saddle. It has a little bit of too much padding right in there. I need to build my own saddle, but this has probably been the best one so far. I'll probably take that one off and put this one back. So this is another Cloud 9 that I tried. It was okay. I got a lot of pain right back here on my coccyx, and too, it's a little bit, maybe I have strange hamstrings, but it's a little too much padding right now there. The problem is there are three places that I have problems with my seat. Two of the sit bones, and also your pubic bone rides right down here. So this has got a good amount of padding right there, but there's a problem there. It's always something. It's never the perfect saddle. And here's the darling Brooks leather saddle. Sit bones feel real good. Where the pubic bone sits is right there, and that's hard as a rock. And there's no way to fix that unless you took and cut out the leather right there, or try to make it so that if you tilt the seat up so that it takes the pressure off of this, you just slide off the saddle. If you tilt it back so that you kind of slide back into here, then there's too much pressure on your pubic bone. Saddles are tough. I need to make my own old guy saddle and market it. And for comparison, here's the saddle on the Tank. It's got pretty good padding here in the sit bones, and there is also some padding right up here in the pubic bone area, and still a good amount of gap there. So if I compare that to the Royal Gel, there's kind of a lot more padding right in here than there is right in here. But there is a good amount of padding right down here where the pubic bone rides. Excellent there. It's always something. So that's my review of the Lectric XPeak 2.0. It's been a really fun bike to own. Really enjoy riding it, and I highly recommend it. So thanks for watching. Bye-bye.